similar. So those of you who will be watching on YouTube, if you have a question, just leave it in the comment section and I'll attend to it. Those of you who are on the central trainer, there is a question tab over there. You can also leave your question there, so we do it. Okay, thank you very much. I will now share my screen. If you can see my screen, you let me know. So my screen is having the poster I use. So if you can see my screen, just give me a reaction, thumbs up. Okay, that's good. Please, those of you on YouTube, kindly leave your question in the comment section and then we can move on. Now, I don't know how many of us are having the application. It's not the Jack Sparrow version. Those who have the Adobe Cloud and they are paying for it, okay? If you don't have, try and get it. If you have somebody in the US, yeah, you can let the person get it for you. But I think the one the guy is selling $135 or so a month. Let me quickly check my message with him and I'll share his number. Okay, so it's 136 for Photoshop and Lightroom. Then all apps is 266 for a month. So I think if you like, just go for the all apps, which is 266. Now, if you're able to get a lot of clients, you should be able to pay for this. Okay, so that's very important. You can get it. I'll share his number. Let me even do that now. So you can just WhatsApp him. If you call this number, I don't think it's a call number. So 050-733-5232. Okay, so you can use me as a reference and call, or just say Andrew. Use me as a reference. Yeah. So I've shared the contact with you. Those who are on YouTube, I'll leave it in the chat session. Okay, thank you. Now when you open your Photoshop, this is what you see. Okay, you see this. Now the Photoshop, you have two. One is in the beta form, which is still being created, and then you have the Photoshop itself. So the one I've opened here is the Photoshop itself. Let me just close this and then look for the Photoshop. The beta version is also here. So what is happening is that people are using the application, the AI, and they have a lot of suggestions, and Adobe is keep on updating. So almost every week you see there's an update to the Photoshop. So once they use it in the beta version and they are okay, then they'll push it to the main version. Okay, so that's what is happening when it comes to that. So you have two versions, but once you pay for the whole Adobe Cloud, you get it. Okay, so let me quickly look for a picture, then we will see what we can do. Okay, so I think I used this picture when I was doing the video. Okay, so you can see that they say an update. You can see the update at the top here. Okay, now the first thing, cropping a picture right now, normally those days we do what we call expand. So you expand, there's some way people also do it. Okay, I probably don't know some of them. I also have my way I do it, but now with generative AI, if I want to crop this picture, I have this crop tool selected. It's 5:7. So 5:7, that is normally what I will crop, and I want to crop this. If you see the top here where you see the fill, I can say generative expand. Generative expand means that I want the generative AI to do the expansion for me and to fill the space. Okay, so if I click on generative expand and I try cropping this. Okay, so the cropping, I'm creating more space because I want the background to be bigger. Okay, so the dress. Okay, then you double click on it, like how when you crop you just double click. So it will take time and you see what the AI will do for you. Okay, so see, now one nice thing is that it's going to give you 3 variations. So you see on my right here, you see at the top, you see variation. See where at the top here, you see variation. So when I can go and select any of them that I like, okay? Now I'm okay with this, but with this picture in particular, I'm not liking the way the pattern I have used the light for. I don't like the way it's just in the middle small like this. So what I can do is that I can still go ahead and use the lasso tool to do a selection. So this is what I'm doing. I'm selecting this area to the top. If you are doing the selection, it doesn't fill, just make sure it is on the addition and then you add. Okay, if you want to subtract, you use the subtraction sign, which is this one. Okay, then it will subtract. So once you are done, you can tell the generative AI that this is what you want to do. Now it is here. So this, how do we even mention it? This we are seeing is the generative AI. If you don't see it, go to window and then you go to contextual taskbar. So that's the name. It's a taskbar. Okay, this contextual taskbar is here. So you have selected an area. Now ideally you can type. So what Adobe wants you to do, especially when it comes to AI, is that you have to give it an instruction that I want this and this to happen. But sometimes I don't type. I know why, because sometimes when you type, it doesn't give you what you really want. So I will leave it for the AI to know that this is what I want. So we can click on generate and wait for what will happen. You need a very strong internet. This is using the internet, so your internet have to be fast. Okay, so look at this. You see that, you see it fill the top nicely for you. So they have different variation for you, and I think I'm liking the one that is going in, and this you can actually see that it has created this shape. If you think still you want the other side fill and all of that, you can add more areas to it. You click generative first. Sometimes it will not happen because the software itself is saying that, oh, if I put it there, it will not look nice. So once you do this, you are able to get this. So it didn't change much. If I remove it, yeah, it didn't change much. So yeah, I'm okay with this. Now, the other thing the generative AI can do is that you can let it give you objects that you want. So any object you want to put into your scene can be created. So I can go and select the rectangular marquee tool. I just believe that all of us here are photographers, so all the tools I'll be mentioning, I hope you know. So I'm going to select this area. Don't worry, it's on the dress though, but it's going to do its work. So I will say that I want a white box for the generative AI. When you click on it, it will give you a white box. Sometimes it doesn't give you a correct white box, it gives you something else, but just keep trying, give it the prompt. The prompt is the most important thing. Once you give a correct prompt, you'll be able to get it. So the box it has given me, I don't like this box. Or this box I don't. So I will click again to see if it's going to give me other options. Okay, so now I think I'm okay with this. The other ones is not something I like now, but I think this is okay. It's bringing some shadows in it. Let me select another one here and say white box again. So I'm going to add wooden, white wooden box, and generate. You just have to wait for it, making use of the internet. Okay, so it has given another one at the back. Now because I say wooden, you see that they are trying to make it look wooden. Let me remove the wooden and just do white box. You can even say white gift box. In that terms, they will give you a box that has the ribbon on top of it. So you are actually not doing anything. It's the most important thing is that you have to know the instruction you are giving it. So you can see this box. So I'm cool with this one. Okay. I can go further to say that, okay, I want a flower vase. You can even give it the color you want. Let me deactivate and do the selection well. So I will say that I want a flower vase. The idea is that it's supposed to be on the box. It should look like it's placed on the box. So look at now how nicely it places it. So this one is not like you have gone for picture and cropping and putting it into the scene. The AI is doing it for you. Place it gives you 3 options. So look for the one you think you like. Look at this. Look at the first one. Look at how it's as if you can see through to, you know, how it's looking like. Okay. Sometimes I can go further and just select the dress on the floor. Sometimes the AI itself will do it magic, so I don't have to do any work. Now, there are times I'm able to use it to shape the body. Sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it works. Now, what Adobe is trying to prevent is to allow people to use it to deform people. Okay, so now it has pushed the dress inside right there. But sometimes it will, let me say I want to extend the dress. So I'm giving it. So you can see that with the prompt still selected, with the options there, I just going to write something else and then say generate. The selection is still there. So see that it feels, I say it should extend. See how it has done the dress, the mouth. So see, this is how it was. This is how it has made it. You can be draw a pattern at the back and say that you want the, okay. So see what I'm doing. I'm just doing generative AI to see if it's going to think. Sometimes I can put a dress color like this on it, but you can tell it that, oh, I want this color of the material she's wearing to be placed on the box, or it should come as if it's coming from her back, anything like that. Oh, this one didn't do it. It's just, so it rather just give her buttocks here. When the time I'll be looking for buttocks, I will not get it. Okay, so let's come here. Look at the hand here. Normally you go to liquify and do it, but I can just select. If it doesn't allow me, I will do it until I get it. I'm not even saying anything, I'm just selecting it to see if it's going to push it in. So that wasn't that perfect. So yeah, it's not perfect. I'll still do another one. So I do it until I get it. If not, I will go back and do the selection. The selection I did was too much. Yeah, the area was too much, so we'll redo it and see. It's just supposed to push it in slightly. It's trying to correct it. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is that I will disable that. Let me even flatten the whole thing, and then I'll go back. Let me select again and see. If I'm not teaching right now, if I do it will come. But now that I'm teaching, it doesn't want to come. Oh, it's still not perfect. I don't know why. So something I can write that they should correct the hand. Okay, so I've written correct. Okay, so this is quite, so you see this is perfect. So you see, so yeah, this is what I was looking for. Slightly, when you remove it, you see the hand. So nobody will be complaining that my hand. So there are some parts of the body you can do. If I go to the buttocks right now to shape it, it can, sometimes it cannot. And if you look at the lines that are here folded like this, you can also select it. Let's see if that's going to work. Sometimes it doesn't. It will just put something there to cover it. There are times that it will even change the whole design. But I mean, if I see that you have stomach and I'm reducing your stomach and you bring another dress design, the design is always nice, so I will leave it. It's better than leaving your stomach for you to complain. So you see how it remove it. Okay. So this same generative AI can select a subject. So if I click on select subject, it can actually select the subject. So the select subject here, it can actually select the subject for me. So this one is added this as a subject. So I can now go into my quick selection tool and then remove this one. So with the minus sign, you can remove this. But this is what it's giving me. Okay, I can do an inverse, like how we normally do an inverse. Invert it. Now it's selecting the whole background. So I can decide to tell background to the color of the dress. Or to what? To color, to change background color. Change background to okay, let me use debris like blue. So this is one thing that happens when you do this. It may not perfectly get the edges of the person correct. Sometimes it's just eat into it. Then it becomes work. You have to select those areas and let it and tell the software to correct it, and it does. For example, if I have my own background that I want to put into the image, I can put the background there. Sometimes people will see that it's fake when you crop somebody. Okay, so look at this. This is even nice. If this is not, if the hair didn't fit in well, I will just remove it. But look at this, giving me this. So this is what I had on the video. So look at this. So if this place you think, oh, there's an issue here, you just select that area and ask the AI to correct it, and it's going to do it for you. But it's going to actually place. So these are the options it has given. Look at these two. This, I like the first. I like the first because you see the white that showing inside is like that. Doesn't make it look so fake. So see what you are getting, and then see this. So look at this one picture. What we have done: place balls, place this, remove this, and all of that. We have been able to do it. So there are quite a lot you can do. Let me look for a picture. I'm coming. Let me look for a garden picture. This is the same lady. So let me expand this picture to the top. So now it's not like you have to, the expand, it's not like you have to go and cut and put, there's a way that people do it, but now it's happening. So you see how it fill the top black and even extend some of these things. Now look at this. This is the interesting part I want to show. So I have selected that area. So I'm going to tell it I want a evening sunset. So it should give me something nice. Okay, so yeah, see what it's giving. It blends it into the background nicely. I don't know what instructions to give again, but let me try this. I'm just going to select the subject, around the subject like this. Okay, sometimes when the background is complicated, it becomes complicated. I do an invert and I say I want garden and flower. It's just going to change everything totally. Sometimes if your background is not good, the way it's going to fold it, you yourself, you may not like it. So look at this. So you just have to play and see. So look at this. This is nice. And the way he plays it looks so weird. Now, because I left this pool, it make use of the pool to give me this. Nobody will know that this is my garden. Magic. This one I don't even give any instruction. Once it has given me something good, I move on. Okay. And the client will be wondering what is happening. Like I didn't see this. Look at the background, how it faded it. Even this, it faded it because the person is focused. So you see the flower is faded and all of this. See how it has done the floor. You can check the other options. Okay, so this is perfect. Then you have this. Some time ago, I was selling some backdrops that I was showing you. I think I used this picture where, so this is my backdrop. This backdrop is actually a vinyl backdrop that I was using. So with this, what I did was to just select the area into the dress. So just go into the dress a little. Then I select only that area. Now if you think you haven't touched all the areas, just let it go inside the dress a little. So yeah, this is the area I want to work with. I want it to feel like the whole background. So I could have bought a backdrop and make sure it extends, but I just bought it like this because I know I'm going to fill it like this. So some magic should happen. So see how nicely it fill the ground. See, then you look at the other options and look at it. This is nice. I mean, you don't have to struggle. So the same with this picture like this. I'll do the same thing. Now let me try something which I don't know if it's going to work. I have tried before, it's worked for a lot of them. So I want to select this. So I'm using the quick selection tool. to select the seat. So that one you have to spend a little time to select it. Okay, so going to the -2. So this is going to here. Now if the quick selection tool is not working, you can use the lasso tool just to map the area. That can do a perfect job actually. I think the seat has gone to this side. There's some ratio in there. So okay, so what I do is I can expand it a little so that I have the chair all inside. It looks like this place looks like a okay, I'm confused there if her dress is part, but this is what I want to achieve. So I will say that I want a modern accent brown chair, or I should say sofa. If it doesn't happen, I will change the prompt. So you just wait for it to happen. So sometimes you get it perfect, sometimes you don't. So this is what it's giving me. Yeah, I don't like the seat. Brown. I want a modern leather brown chair. So the way you arrange your English too matters. But this is also not bad. Like, look at this. I just have to correct this place, and I mean it looks a modern chair. So, or I should say sofa. So look at this. This is nice, right? I look at how he placed hair in it. Look at this. And look at this. So you see how nicely he's placing her in this chair. But look at this. This is the original chair we were having. So these days I don't worry myself about the things I have in my studio, because I can actually generate, say, okay. Now let me select this subject. So the selection is here. You just select subject to select the subject. Sometimes the selection may not be perfect, so you have to go in to work on it. Now, what they have done now is to introduce what we call reference picture. So if I want to give this a background, I can do a reference for it. So if I click on generative fill, you see there's a picture button there that they say reference image. So I can go and pick a backdrop. So it's giving me an option to choose an image. It's just here. I click on choose image, So I have some backdrops that those days I was using. So let me look for them. Okay, so I'm going to use this backdrop. Now what it's going to do is that it's going to generate variation from that backdrop. So they want to make it in a way that when you use another picture, use the same backdrop, you have the same design in it. Okay, so people will not think it's a fake backdrop and all of that. So it's the same backdrop I've added, but you see I've given it the backdrop to use and to get a variation from it. So that's what it's going to use. It's going to get the element from that backdrop to use for you. Oh, okay, so this is what is happening. I should have selected the backdrop by inverting, so I didn't invert. Let's do that again, sorry. So let me go for my backdrop again. There was this. Okay, let me use this. Sorry, you have to select it's the backdrop I'm working with. It's not the subject. Oh, so look at this. So you can see the edges is not well. So you can select the edge and say it should correct. It will correct it. But basically this is what it's doing is pick the backdrop and make it this way. It's just that the perfection at the edge is not the best. So for example, I can use this and say that I'm selecting this area. I took a break over there. That's where that place is crooked. Okay, correct. I can't even explain the things I use this generative AI to do. I use it a lot. So you see how it has corrected. So it gives you the option how it corrected it. So look at this. So see. So it corrected that place. You can do the hand. It will push the hand and do the side, and then you are good to go. Now the hair. Look at how it has done the hair. So you select the hair, and it will reshape the hair nicely. Okay. So with this, I can type that I want flower pot. So if you have a studio, you don't have this flower pot and all of that, just don't worry yourself. You can ask the AI to give you a flower pot and a flower in it. You can mention the flower you want, the type, the color, and they're going to give you. So it's trying to blend in. If you don't like any of this, you generate again. I wish a lot of the photographers joined this class to see that you don't have to struggle. Yes, the last time I was having this argument with somebody on this. So look at the pot. Just try generating and see. So this is fine. This is fine. Let's see this. I need to create more background. Let me see if no this. So if you think the space is small, you can expand. Do you think a port can go there? Let me write clay pot. If they're going to give me any. Sometimes the funny thing is, if you are typing things Africa, sometimes the thing they give you is not that correct. But you can write console table, you can write all the things we bring in. Okay, so they say they have encountered an issue. That sometimes will be the internet connection. So this is not a pot, this is a, so let me write flower pot. Sometimes they wish you give a long sentence if you you're still having issue. Oh, so this is perfect. Do you see it? Yeah, this is perfect for our, so I like this. Look at how it places it with the shadow, everything. So this is perfect for our backdrop. If you don't like it, generate and you get one that you like. But I think this is perfect. It goes with the backdrop. It looks more traditional, African. So this is a pampas. Is that a pampas is good for backdrop like this. But I think I am liking this. I will vote for this. Yeah, I'll vote for this. Okay, so I'm going to pick questions from those who are on the Trainer Central. Those of you who are on the YouTube, you can leave your question over there. So if you have a question, you can ask. You can just put the microphone on, and then you ask, and I will answer it.